You know, most Korean students that I've taught know thousands of English words, sometimes even more than native speakers in specialized areas, but still can't speak naturally. And so they come to me for speaking practice. And one of those things that we focus on is phrasal verbs. Things like pick up, they don't use, or jump on, or to turn off. Instead, they just say pick, jump, and turn. But it doesn't work that way in English. And often the final frontier, the final difficult thing in learning English is to learn the preposition attachments. It's just memorization. In Korean, a lot of single verbs express a complete idea, or there are parts that are added onto it to change its tense or its aspect or emotion. But that's not exactly how this works. This changes spatially and changes the entire meaning of the verb sometimes. Sometimes it's indistinguishable. They might be related, but often they're very different. So today we're going to talk about phrasal verbs, and I want to give some examples. First of all, pick. Pick is to choose something, right? And to pick up has nothing to do with a choice. It just means to take it off of the ground or off of a table or off of a desk, right? But pick and up separately don't mean this thing, like choose up. It doesn't combine to make the same meaning. So you need to learn pick up as a single chunk. I call them chunks. It's not a single word, but it is one meaning, right? This is one verb, and just think about it as a verb with a space. Pick up is not the same as pick. Another one is take and take off. In fact, take off has many meanings by itself. You can take off clothes, or you can take off in an airplane or in a rocket ship, or you can take off just going somewhere. But none of it means the same as take, like to take something with you, right? Sleep isn't the same as to sleep in. Sleep in is to sleep late. To sleep over means to go to someone's house and stay the night. It doesn't mean you sleep. A sleepover is a noun that means you have a party with other people at your house or at someone else's house. To sleep over as a verb means to stay at someone's house, sleep or not, party or not. Maybe really sleep, maybe you're drinking or maybe eating something or watching movies. It's all sleepover. To sleep at means you sleep at a location. So I sleep at my mom's house. I slept at my mom's house last weekend. Well, you slept there, but it's not the same as to sleep, right? So when you don't learn these combinations, you miss a lot of meaning. You can guess based on context, but it doesn't flow well. And a native speaker might have some trouble understanding exactly what you mean. So in Korean English education, there's a big focus on grammar and vocabulary lists. So many times I've been able to show people something written down and they'll understand better than if I speak to them. And part of that is fear of speaking to a foreigner, a little bit of nervousness or feel like you're not good at English. But another part is reading comprehension, at least when compared to speaking comprehension, is often higher. English is a spatial language. I mean, all languages are spatial, but the way that we use our prepositions is very spatially oriented and seemingly random. You just need to remember the combinations with their verbs. So we imagine motion, position, and direction in almost everything we say. I remember in college, there was a study I read. It's been a long time, so please forgive me. But depending on which language you spoke, dictated whether you were able to give better directions or not. I remember they compared German and English, I believe, and people who spoke English gave better directions because it was verbally loaded. Like verbs were very important and near the beginning, and then sequentially gave spatial directions. But when we spoke German, it set up a scene first and then told you how to move through it. So it was a different way. And both succeeded. However, the English giving directions videos were very direct and more easily understood by English speakers. And were able to successfully reach the location more than in the German one, where they still had some issue understanding exactly how to get there as quickly. I mean, it's been a long time ago, and I don't remember the specifics of the study, but this is an interesting observation, right? So let's look at these again. Pick up is to lift or collect. Can you pick me up? Like, you can be picked up too, both physically, or you can pick someone up in a car, or pick someone up just going and talking to them and walking together. That's also a pickup. To take off is to remove or depart, like I told you. To run into has more than one meaning. You can meet someone by accident, like I ran into my friend at the coffee shop, or I ran into my old teacher, or I ran into my old teacher can also mean you bumped into each other, but like physically. Both meanings are there, but run, you don't have to run. And into, are you going into like a cup? No, you met at the same time. You either meet and talk or actually bumped each other. Into does not describe that motion, but when you put ran and into together, it becomes a new meaning, a new chunk, a new verb. So when Koreans often ask me, why can't I speak English naturally even after 10 years? It's not about grammar. I mean, many times when I go to explain, oh, this is present progressive, they say, oh yeah, PP, I know. Oh, okay. That's surprising because many foreigners don't know what present progressive is. In fact, today in a Korean class, I was saying that I was trying to teach some other foreigners how to use 하고 있다, and I told them this is present progressive. So that's why if you're confused, it's present progressive. And they asked me, what's present progressive? And it was very eye-opening, very shocking, right? Because many Korean learners already know. My middle school students already know. And though my elementary school students don't know well, if I explain to them, they can understand it easily. It's because you learn words often, not connections. And that's why I teach chunks rather than words individually. Words individually is good for definition, but connections, chunks. Many sentences are only 1, 2, 3 chunks, They're not really like 18 words. It's chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3. And those patterns deliver semantic meaning and value. Prepositions and phrasal verbs are those invisible wires that make English alive. So if you want to sound more natural, don't just memorize verbs. Learn how they move, like how you can attach prepositions to them to make them more expressive. So today we just talked about phrasal verbs, and it would be interesting to do a longer video about phrasal verbs and just maybe detail one by one how to use them in a natural way. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot. And thank you again. Today's video is a little bit different, but I'll be back on the news starting tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Have a wonderful week. Bye.